Yeah, I'm Tommy Lee Wendtner. I'm a artist, mostly focusing on the art of flesh, tattooing, but also do fine art. I was born in Austria, and yeah, I grew up there, and now I'm here. So the rest is a mystery. I always was fascinated by the devastating stuff in this world. I always wanted to pull away the pink curtain of reality, which people think is reality. I just wanted to view the earth and the world and life as it is, you know. And when I started doing that, I started embracing it. So I became a much happier person because I faced reality as it is. And what I'm doing in my images, in my imagery, is actually I'm just showing these demons like war, crime, hate, all these atrocities, to give them a body, you know, to like show people how the world is. I'm not a negative person. I'm not like thinking about dying because everything is fucked up. No, not at all. I just want to see the world as it is, and I show it in my art as it is, and you take it or leave it. It's like yeah, it's hard to explain, but it's just I want to show people what the world is, but in a positive sense, even if it's a negative image. It's kind of hard to explain, but the most important thing for me is my art, that I have reactions from people, be it good or bad. And as said, dark art was my choice. I always, like, since an early age, I was always drawing like weird monsters and bloody stuff, and my psychologists were like, they got crazy because they didn't know how to deal with me. And but I'm a happy person. I mean, I love life. I have a wonderful wife. I embrace life, but when it comes to my art, I just show the world as it is. Most inspiration I'm drawing from the news, from all the crimes going on in the world. This is really, really good inspiration, but movies as well, artwork from other artists, that all influences me. And always trying to invent some things new. I mean, it's really hard to invent really new things, so every artist now pretty much just takes inspiration from others and interprets them. But yeah, nature, everything around me in the world is inspiration. When it comes to my tattoos and my use of tentacles and all this stuff, I was kind of influenced by H.P. Lovecraft mostly because he kind of did what I do with my art. He just showed the real world. He made metaphors to the Industrial Revolution, to the changes when the time he lived, his psychological problems, religion. He had really problems with that. That's what I think, and he just dealt with it, writing these stories, and so he was a big influence on me. And of course, all his creatures, his descriptions of his creatures, and all the movies that followed gave huge inspiration to a lot of artists, including me. And you mentioned H.R. Giger. He's like, and he never was really an influence to me. Not really. I admired him as an artist. He invented bioorganics, invented biomechanics, what a lot of people forget. But he was never really an influence to me. But a lot of other things, a lot of other artists, a lot of Lovecraft movies, all that stuff really inspired me. The movie Reanimator, this actually brought me to Lovecraft. I never really read his books that much. I read a bunch of short stories like From Beyond. I read this one because it was pretty short, so it was fast to read. I'm not really a big fan of his writing, to be honest. I like his work, I like his ideas. I just don't like his writing style that much. So I got more influenced by the movies that were made afterwards. My favorite H.P. Lovecraft film would be, I would say it's the Reanimator series, From Beyond. I love this movie. Yeah. And Dagon. These are my favorite movies actually made till now. What I'm going to say now is just a theory. I didn't know him personally. I don't know what was going on in his head. I think nobody really did. I think the Cthulhu universe was just his take on religion. He took Cthulhu was kind of God. All the other creatures were the deities, the holy people, and they were like repressing the small people. They spread fear. They made people not think for themselves. I think that is what he wanted to do. He wanted to just say like religion is not a good thing. Yeah, he was a spiritual man, but I think like the organized religion had really a problem with that, and I think he also had a problem with the whole industrial revolution at the time, that people got replaced by machines, all that, everything was happening so fast, and he was like a person, he was like, as everybody know, he was living with his mother, he was like safe, he had this safe little world, and all these things were happening, and he wasn't happy with it. So I think all these messages, all his writings about this Cthulhu universe, about these horrible creatures and terror, was just like his subtle middle finger to the establishment. That's what I'm thinking. And I think exactly that is the difficulty to make good movies out of his stories. Because a lot of filmmakers don't get it. They don't get his message, they don't get what he meant. You know, you don't have to necessarily do a movie with these creatures. You could do a really nice psychological thriller or a social critical documentary in style of H.P. Lovecraft stories, because it was just a statement at his time. You can project it to now. It's always true. It always makes sense also today. It's the same. Changes are going on all the time, and changes. A lot of people are afraid of changes, as he was. And he was using all his stories to deal with it. And just a few people, and really just a few people, and it has nothing to do that I'm involved with the project of the new From Beyond signature edition. It's like From Beyond, from Usner and Gordon. They got it. They got H.P. Lovecraft. They just got it. Reanimated, they just got it. You know, because Reanimated, okay, H.P. Lovecraft was actually ripping off Frankenstein, the story of Victor Frankenstein, but he brought it into the industrial times. So the replacement, the superhuman, you know, like you can control life, all these things. And Reanimator and From Beyond, they just got him. They got Lovecraft. This is the thing. And when you think about it, Beyond was like, it's like a short story. It's like that long. You know, it was just something that he like threw out of himself, H.P. Lovecraft, in a short time. He just wanted to get rid of his fucking feelings about what's going on, what's coming. You don't know. Everything's uncertain. The future is uncertain. He just wanted to get rid of it and put it in a short story. It was perfect. And Gordon and Usner just took it, put it into the 80s, and made a statement. A lot of people think it's about gore, it's about like, oh, weird science. No, just look behind the story of From Beyond, look behind the movie of From Beyond, and you see the message. It's very critical, it's social critical, it's a political statement. There's a lot of things going on. You know, it's not just a B movie, and I don't consider it a B movie because it was really good production. So, and to make it short, I think this is actually the difficulty to make H.P. Lovecraft movies. Guillermo del Toro, I think he would be the perfect person to make an H.P. Lovecraft movie. Sadly, it got shut down by producers, but as said, as the rumors go around that he still want to produce it by himself, I think he would be the perfect person to make an H.P. Lovecraft movie. Especially Mountains of Madness, it's just, he would be really good for that, because he gets the message too, and Guillermo is he loves reading. He loves reading old stuff. He loves reading Poe, H.P. Lovecraft. He just loves that stuff. He loves dark art. He gets it. He gets that dark art is not about just shocking people. It's about the statement of our world we live in. That life is a struggle. It's a fight. It's not all happy and funny and, oh, I work from 8 to fucking 4 in the afternoon, I get my money, I have my family, I'm a loving wife. This is bullshit. And people like Guillermo and all this, and Gordon, and to all these people, they know that this is bullshit. And they live much happier to know it is bullshit. So I think he would be a good choice for a movie, and I hope he will do one.
It's out of control. You've got to turn it off. Something's coming. Humans are such easy prey.
From Beyond.
I love From Beyond. I love this movie because it just was really truly an H.P. Lovecraft story on film. Then it just was a big opportunity for me to render the cover of this movie in my style, and it was fitting my style very well. And you know, Gordon, all these people were so much behind it. They were so excited about this project, you know, and a little fan magazine first made all this effort to do this, and I just had to say yes. It was just all yes from the beginning for me. When I met with Daniel, it was just, I mean, I drew the first design, I drew, the idea I had, I drew it on a beer coaster. That's what I based the artwork on, actually. I was so excited. I had the meeting, and it was just fantastic. And this project just captured me from the beginning. And then I heard all the people involved. I couldn't say no at all. It was just like a dream come true for me, and that's why I did it. And I did it pro bono. Because I love this movie, I love the project, I love the people involved. So there you go. If you guys would have approached me and said like, oh, because you are you, and oh, we would like to have the cover and we want to have it that, and that, exactly like that, I would have said no, because that is the problem with most, especially From Beyond. I don't understand this movie. I don't know what happened, what cover artists they had. Like, there are some good covers, but most of them, they're just like, they go to some freelance artists, they pay them a little bit, and they just make whatever, you know, they think is okay. They put it out, they make some money. If you come to me like that, I would say no, because it makes no sense for me. It's something I love, and pretty much every cover of From Beyond is horrible. It's a fucking screenshot of Dr. Pretorius is like half melted. It's like the same shit all over. There are a few like drawn ones from the French one is actually pretty good. I like that one, but nobody looks like they look like in the movie. So I would have said no. If you tell me really concrete, do that, and I would just say, okay, go to a fucking designing company or to some freelance artist who lives from that, let him do it. But as said, for you guys, it was really, really special, and you wanted to give me the freedom. So I did it. And it was like a work of art and a work from my heart. And that was very, very important. It's and I think that's why this edition will be very, very special. When I heard that Stuart Gordon is like freaking out over the cover when he saw the first screenshots, I was more than happy, because then I saw like, okay, I did it from my heart, and he gets it. He loves it. It's special. It's fucking 99 pieces in the world. So I couldn't be more happy. But to your initial question, if you approached me to do it that or that way, I would have said no. I think it's very important that an artist, especially a specialized artist like me, gets his freedom. So it's very important that companies in general, and I'm a big critic of that, because I think companies these days, they put so much money in movies, okay? They pay millions and millions and millions of dollars for actors, for special effects, but they really fall short to give money to the artists which make the cover or the poster. It's very rare that there are really good posters or covers. That's a big problem, and I don't understand that, because no artist will take $1 million to make an artwork for a cover. No, they won't. So I think producers should choose an artist if they like the artist's work and think, okay, this is something that works with our project. Give him some freedom. Of course, there are like limitations, because you know, you have some marketing. The people have to look like the people in the movie. It's very important. About the process, I was going through for the From Beyond cover. It wasn't much thinking involved at all. I saw this movie so many times. I get the message, and it just fits my style and my thinking. So it just came about. As I said before, the first initial sketch, I had a rough idea, and I did it on a beer coaster. And I didn't think too much about it. I sat on my computer, because it's digital, so I sat on my graphic tablet, and I was just like going to like do some layouts, some compositions, and it just came together like that. I didn't go back one time in the whole project, and that is really, really rare. It just everything fell really into place, because everything made sense. I made some additions. In the end, I thought like I think it's a good idea to put H.P. Lovecraft himself on the cover in the background, because without him we wouldn't have this movie or the story. So that was kind of important, and it gives the whole thing a little bit of twist, a little bit for people to think about, you know, where this whole thing comes from, because a lot of young people, they don't even know that From Beyond is from H.P. Lovecraft, which is kind of sad. But yeah, the process was very smooth. Everything just worked out perfectly. It took a long time, but it was pretty much a perfect project, which is rare for me. Well, this project I was doing completely digital, and a lot of people have the misconception that it's like drawing on a graphic tablet is like it's not really art. No, it is. It takes pretty much the same time. The only thing I don't have is drying times with a medium like oil. I have to wait to layer, etc. So that is a little bit quicker, but I still have to like go about, like I'm doing everything on the graphic tablet. I do everything digital, like the sketches. You know, I'm using just like small references of the actors to make portraits, like classic portrait actually, and change it afterwards. So I do actually the same thing like old school movie poster painters. I just do it digital right now because it's more effective. You can, if you need to do changes, it's just faster and quicker because you can save different versions of it. You can move elements around, which you cannot do on an oil painting. You just have to repaint everything. And so I'm choosing digital for this kind of projects because it makes more sense, because sometimes it's a cooperation between me and Wicked Vision and all these people involved in the movie. So I have to be a little bit flexible because I want to have some input, you know? So, okay, that was like, okay, where do you position the logos? Or that maybe a little bit different. It's just easier digital, and that's why I choose the digital medium. There are shortcuts I'm using when I'm working digital, you know, but not for this project. This project was like, okay, I'm going here, I'm taking... I was using screenshots of the movie to just like, I wanted to find like really nice looking screenshots and compositions and stuff to use them as a reference, but pure reference. I was portraying it by myself. And all the idea, like on the cover with Pretorius, with like the head is kind of transforming into a brain. You don't have it in a movie, but this is my idea of it. So this is my artistic interpretation. But I didn't use any shortcuts for this one. It took me a total of 50 hours working time. When you really look close at the pic, you see it's painted. You know, you see it's painted because it's really important for me to see some things that it's painted. I don't want to have it like super, super, super realistic. The thing is with Jeffrey Combs on the back of the cover, the reference picture, it's very smooth. It's also very smooth in the movie. He looks kind of, even in the movie, he looks kind of unreal because it looks also smooth on him, especially in the red green lighting, you know, the classical horror lighting. He looks just very smooth. So I tried to make it a little bit more different and stuff, but it still looks smooth. So that's why I used a lot of structure on his body to make sure it's a painting. On the front, I kept it a little bit more painterly. So Dr. Pretorius, it looks much more painterly, but I did it on purpose. But as I said, it's all just painted from reference. There's no modifying or anything. That's it. The only thing that I put in there, which was pre-existing, were all the logos of, you know, all the copyright stuff and the From Beyond logo. That's it.